Shalom, shalom. Call Allah, Yahweh Bashim Yashai, all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bahashim Yabashai, Bahashim Rakah HaKwadash. The belongs to the apostles and elders of great millstone of GMS that rule well and that do teach one that have taught me this truth to you. I say shalom. And shalom unto the hopeful elect. This is Brother Gabari Allah coming back at you with another video / lesson. Lord willing, will be edifying. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Let's get it, man. Alright. And this is from endtimeheadlines.org. Link will be in the description, of course. And it says, where chip implants are heading should terrify all of us. This was posted back in April 14th, 2025. Not too long ago. Still relevant to biblical times. And what you see here is the RoboCop figure. This movie came out in the late 80s, man. RoboCop. And it was a deceased police officer that was brought back to life by technology, and he was put in a machine, so he became a cyborg. And this is actually happening right now. We're seeing this, like just the other day, a few articles came out going into RoboCops being used in Thailand. They have the first RoboCop. It's a cyborg, and it's merged with AI technology, and it's in service. And by the way, it has the rank of colonel. That's very serious, man. They have actually given that cyborg the rank of colonel. You know, that's not good. That's not good. And it has 360-degree cameras, and it's out there. It's in service. It's enforcing the law. So this is actually happening now. You know, everything that we watch the movies is happening. And this is all found in the scriptures. This all relates to biblical prophecy, especially Daniel 12 and 4. You know, going to and fro on the earth, and how knowledge shall be increased. You know, just roughly paraphrasing. You know, that's going to manifest in the times of the end. In the time of the end, I mean, and we're seeing it happen right now. So we are at the end. We are at the end. So this stuff is not science fiction. It's actually real. You know, it's happening, and you should be concerned, because this comes with the MOTB, right, and other sinister devices that they have out there, but mainly the MOTB, found in Revelation the 13th chapter and the 16th verse on down, and other chapters in Revelation, of course, right? So anyways, I'm going to read a little bit, and then I'm going to get some scriptures and precepts. And it says here, neural implants, often dubbed brain Bluetooth, are being developed to treat neurological disorders like Parkinson's disease or epilepsy by modulating brain activity. Companies like Neuralink are pushing boundaries further, aiming to create brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, that could enable direct communication between the human brain and external devices. A recent Reuters article noted Neuralink's progress in testing implants that allow paralyzed individuals to control digital interfaces using only their thoughts, with clinical trials showing early success in restoring limited motor functions. Beyond medical applications, chip implants are venturing into the realm of human augmentation. So yeah, man, and I remember playing video games about human augmentation and biometrics. Black Ops 3, Cyberpunk's 2027 or 2077, many other games going into human augmentation. And all those games were based in the future, but this is actually happening right now. They're working on it. And you're seeing things come out, especially with the whole Neuralink. So this isn't far-fetched. Don't think that this is like, oh, this is going to happen in the future. It's happening right now. Now, anyways, it says the Conversation report references the possibility of full RoboCop-style enhancements, where implants could enhance strength, cognition, or sensory perception. So yes, that's, you know what that's really going into? That's spiritual powers on the left-hand side by the way of technology. It's like the bootleg version of spiritual powers. And you're surpassing the human limits. by merging yourself with a machine. So it's almost like you're gonna be, it's like you're gonna have superpowers in a way, and that's the goal, man. They want to become gods through their technology, right? They want to. So it says Popular Science echoed this sentiment, reporting on DARPA-funded projects exploring bio-integrated chips that could improve soldiers' endurance or decision-making under stress. Such developments raise the prospect of a future where implants blur the line between human and machine, enabling capabilities like real-time language translation or enhanced memory recall. However, these advancements come with technical hurdles, including ensuring long-term biocompatibility and preventing immune rejection, as highlighted in a Wired article discussing the challenges of scaling BCIs for widespread use. And, talking about biocompatibility and preventing immune rejection, that was actually found in this show and video game. It's actually a show and a video game. You can watch the cartoon. Was talking about biocompatibility. A lot of people in the show, when they merged themselves with machine, their body was rejecting it, and if they didn't take their meds, they would actually go insane and they would end up killing themselves. They would get corrupted because the machine wanted to take over, right? So hey, that stuff is happening now. This is not something that you would see in a video game or a sci-fi film. This is actually real, right? So that's why they're having concerns, right? There's technical hurdles, right? So hey, this is true, man. Hey, but the funny thing is, this is all found in the scriptures. It's all found in the scriptures. Now, anyway, that comes to the point that I really want to make. I want to go into 1 Corinthians 6 and 12 here, and it says, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. And when you read up at the beginning of the chapter, Apostle Paul, he addresses, several specific sins that certain Corinthian believers were tolerating. Some of the church members were taking advantage of each other in the court, and others were practicing and participating in immorality, and so this verse, I'll say, man, it seems that the Apostle Paul is anticipating an argument from those who justified their sin in the name of Yahushua and the liberty that he has given us. And his point is pretty much that liberty has its limitations. And then he goes on to explain the certain proofs that sexual immorality and bad behavior are at odds with the Hebrew lifestyle that we're living, right? And it doesn't matter, no amount of liberty that you have through Yahushua can actually excuse that. If you're going off, you're going off, and you have to change, man. You have to change yourself, and you have to humble yourself. So those same limitations, man, can be applied to how you use technology in this truth, right? And I'll say this, man, you have to ask yourselves questions. Ask yourself these questions. How will this technology help me and other people that are around me to get closer to Yahweh Shemel Shai? Will this activity master me? Me being involved with this technology, will it help me achieve mastery level? Will this technology cause me to lose control of myself? And you have a lot of Israelites not asking those questions in regards to the technology of the MOTB. You have a lot of individuals in this thing of ours, they think the MOTB is not a big deal, and they're not teaching it the correct way. And you're not excused for that, right? You're not excused for that shit, man. You can't be saying things like, oh, The mark of the beast is sin. No, it's an actual device that's going to be inserted into your flesh. That's the scripture says that. You can't be saying things like, oh, the MOTB, the CHIP, the MARK is an embargo. You can't be saying that stuff, man. You're not going to be covered, man. And I'll just say this, man. Technology can be used for good, and it can also be used for evil. But the technology of these implants, the MOTB, who was it created by? It was created by Esau, Edom on the left-hand side. Now, when you go into the blessings of Esau on how he should rule the earth, it says that he's going to rule by the sword. So really, this technology that's coming out, it's not for good. It's actually for evil. It's actually set up to kill you. And our people, they're not taking heed to that, man. They're not seeing how. I mean, really, what I want to say is that they're not really concerned about going into that and teaching it the right way. Anyways, man, but just thought I'd bring this precept out. It just made me think about that. You know, I'm just using this precept to prove a point. But anyways, let's get Genesis chapter 27, verse 39. Actually, I'll start at verse 38. Point will be made in verse 40. And Ishashua said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Yeah, he lost the firstborn blessing. He lost it to Jacob. Verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto me, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. There you go. So he's gonna live a life of luxury. And that's these devils, these Edomites. From you high-level Edomites to you low-level Edomites, man. You live in the best place. Even you middle-class people, man, you live good. You know, a lot of you Edomites, you have a lot of money, man. You're sitting on a lot of cash, man. A lot of money. That goes back to that blessing that was given to you. But anyways, it says, verse 40, And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So the point is, thy sword shall thou live. And that's how this guy is living. And he's using that sword to take peace away from the earth. Because if you're living by the sword, that's not really a good thing. Okay, you know, especially if you're not of the chosen, you're going to be using the sword for wickedness. And that's how Esau gets down. How do you think he gets everything? How do you think he's conquered the whole earth? By the sword. He uses his military and things of that nature. So this is really a sword. This implant, this CHIP, this MARK, it's really a sword. What do you really think about it? This is going to put a lot of people to death. And it's going to kill people spiritually. Because this is going to sever your tie with Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. Actually, if you take this, you're against Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. This is a device that is used for spiritual idolatry, man. Now, let me get this. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red. And who's red in the scriptures, man? We just read about him. Esau, Ishashua, wasted away is he. Why was he wasted away? Because when he came out of the womb, he was red all over like a hairy garment, man. He was a clean leper. So he was red. The blood showed forth through his skin. And his descendants, you're called Edomites. Edom, which means red too. You so-called white people. Right? So you're red. Okay, you're the red horse. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Yeah. You know, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Also, Daniel 8:25. Now, let me pull that up. By peace he shall destroy many. That's a nice one. Let me get Job 9:24 first. 9:24. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? See? So the Lord, he gave you this earth. And this earth is in the control of the wicked. And how are they ruling this earth? Through violence, bloodshed, and lies, man. Right? And they're taking away. They are actually trying to cover up the truth. You know, this truth specifically that us Hebrew Israelites that are involved in, they're trying to cover that up. They spent billions of dollars doing so, hiding the name of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, going into also iconoclasm, erasing the history, taking actual history out of the history books. That's what's going on. So he was given power to control this earth, the wicked. Now let me get Daniel 8:25. And it says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. You know, that policy is those mandates, those laws, legislations. And real soon it's going to be made mandatory that you have to take the MOTB. It's going to be made law. Right? And he shall magnify himself in his heart. Yeah. You know, that means he's telling himself that he is God. He has a God complex. You know, God can actually, because the scripture says, the Lord killeth and he maketh alive. That's this devil. He's like, you know what? I'm going to be like God. I'm going to kill people and I'm going to bring them to life. And I'm going to do that through my technology. You know, through this guy's technology, he has developed a God complex, man. He really believes he's a God, man. And it's showing. Right? So I'll read it again. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. Yeah, this devil says, I'm coming in peace, but he's really coming to destroy you. You know, all of this is saying peace, but really, this is death. Right? This is death. This is death. You know, and you know, it says back here, they're on to take peace from the earth. So by peace he shall destroy many. He's taking away the peace out of the earth, man. And that should concern you, you Israelites. So it's important that you teach about the MOTB. You break it down properly. You know. It says here, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Yeah, the prince of princes is Yahushai. Go into Isaiah 9:6 and Revelation, the 19th chapter. Start from the 11th verse on down, man. Yeah, Yahushua is the Prince of Peace. But he shall be broken without hand, and he's going to go down miserably. Yahushua is going to take him down and destroy him. And he's never going to come back ever again. He shall perish like his own dung. That's what the scripture says. Job 20:7, it says, actually I'll start at verse 5. Job 20:5, for the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Yep, triumphing of the wicked is short. He hasn't been ruling for a long time. You know, compare his rule to the other ancient kingdoms. It's not that long. And it says the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. This guy is a hypocrite. He's an imposter. He's an actor. He's a fraud. He's a phony. But that's all for a moment. Because why? This guy is being exposed in his own kingdom, man. Especially in these last days that we're in. The truth is coming out. He's being exposed for the hypocrite that he really is. Everybody hates this guy, man. Verse 6, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach onto the clouds. It's true. And that's literal, man. That is actually literal. This guy has created space stations. Even these different technocrats like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. You know, they can go out into the heavens and nest out there. Right, so that's going into his excellency. Mounting up to the heavens. And his head reach onto the clouds. That's right. telling himself, I am a god, look at me. I figured out space travel. Which you didn't figure it out. That shit was already done. You know why? Because Yahushua was the first astronaut, dumbass. He was the first astronaut. You know why? Because he was the first spirit to ever be created. And he created all things. Through the power of the Lord, obviously, his father. His father gave him the go-ahead to do so. That his father's name is Yahweh. So you didn't figure out shit. You're just late to the party, buddy. Verse 7, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? There you go. And he's going to perish like his own dung. You know what happens when you flush your shit down the toilet? You wipe your ass, you throw the tissue in the toilet and you flush it. You don't give a shit about that doo-doo. Because it's doo-doo. You just go about your business, man. That's how this guy is going to go down. Like shit. Flush him right down the toilet and you don't even give a damn. Nobody's going to ever know, oh, this guy actually existed? It's going to be like you've never existed, Esau, Edom. And that's something you can't fathom, man. Because you're so used to being the center of attention. Here it is, you conquered the whole world, you rule, everybody bows down to you. So you're the center of attention. I'm the man, I'm the shit. You know? Now it says, they which have seen him shall say, where is he? Is this the man that made kingdoms tremble? He has become weak as we. That's found in Isaiah the 14th chapter. And a lot of people are going to say that when you go down. And I can't wait, man. Can't wait. Can't wait, man. Verse 8, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Yeah, because this is a nightmare. What we're living is a nightmare. Kind of reminds me of Infamous Mob, the American Nightmare. And that's true. It's a nightmare for us Israelites, man. That's you're in power and that's you're ruling. It's a nightmare, but it's going to go away. It's going to be like we woke up from a bad dream, man. Hey, man, the scriptures is on point, as always. Yahweh Bashim El Shai are kings of prophecy. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Hey, man. Hey, man, Esau, the end of Esau's world just simply means, man, our nightmare is almost done. And we're going to go into paradise. We're going to wake up and we're going to go into paradise, which is the kingdom. An everlasting kingdom, man. Daniel 7:18. The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. And it's going to be an everlasting kingdom forever and ever and ever and ever. Can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait for that, man. I'm salivating, man. I'm licking my chops, man. You know, I dream about the kingdom, too. Then I got to wake up to this shit. Which life ain't bad. It's not hard. But you know what I mean? I just don't give a shit. We're not ruling, man. That's my problem. I don't care about having money. I just want to rule over you people, man. And hit you in the head with a scepter and tell you to do shit. Okay? I don't want a runner-up prize. I want the first prize. And that's what Yahushua is going to get us, man. The first prize. Anyways, let's go. Last verse. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. There you go. That's going into that device, man. The MARK. And yes, it's going to be inserted in your body, man. Preferably the right hand or your forehead. But it can be inserted anywhere on your body. It can. And it doesn't matter whether you're high level or low level, whether you're broke, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, you're going to get it, man. You're going to get it. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And also, with that, hope this was edifying. Till next time, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS that do rule well and that do teach well, that have taught me this truth. To you I say shalom, and shalom unto the hopeful elect, Kwam Yasha Allah and Abad Babal.